1 o'clock. We don't have any visitors. The record of attendance, all councillors are present. Julian Preston in Perth, myself, Deborah and Joylene here. There are no apologies. There are no approved leaves of absence or applications. Nobody's notified a declaration. Nobody has notified any interest in relation to the agenda. There are no public questions. Just on that issue of announcements without discussion. On the 1st of January, a new role for local government came into place. It's called the West Australian Inspector of Local Government. Now, what used to happen before, if people had a concern or complaint about local government, or the local government looked like it was having problems, the minister would intervene, or his office, the Department of Local Government would intervene, handle complaints, intervene in local governments where things weren't going well. That's changed now. The role of managing local government for compliance, for complaints and those sorts of things has now gone to a new job called the Office of the Local Government Inspector. So if people have problems or concerns, they write to him and he's got a staff. That staff are the ones who respond to the complaints. And what that helps is two things. One, people were always not sure whether a minister, if he had a difficult political problem, would be reluctant to get involved. Or if you're halfway through an inquiry and you get a change of government or even a change of minister, and this deals with that because this person has a 5-year term. So even if the minister changes, even if the government changes, get that consistency continued on. But that is a fairly big change in local government, one that started on the 1st of January.
And through Mr. President, the new local government inspector is actually an ex-Walga employee. He used to be part of the senior management team of Walga. Tony Brown.
So
nice guy.
He's nice guy, well known in local government circles, and people believe he can do the job and do it well. Okay. The office of the Local Government Inspector, and that's set up in the Act, in the Local Government Act. Okay, there are no petitions, no presentations, no deputations. We need somebody to confirm the minutes of the last meeting held on the 17th of December. Preston, Deborah, all okay? The council investment report on the screen there.
It's the one.
Which one?
December. It's one for endorses, one for December.
Oh, it's good for me, yeah. We've got two investment register reports. One for December. So we have a resolution confirming the report on the December investments. Joylene, Deborah, all okay? And because we didn't have a meeting in January, we also passed the one for January. So can we have somebody move that we note the investment register for January 26? Joylene, Preston, all okay? The next one is the employees. It's the credit card report.
Chief executive officer report.
Beg your pardon. Actually, we haven't done 10.2 yet.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, that's all right. Which way do you want to do them, Chief
Yeah, no,
Exec?
that's right. No, that's right, guys.
Okay, it's the credit card report. I've been through that with David pretty thoroughly before the meeting yesterday. It's up on the board there. I don't see any issue, anything that is out of the normal use of the credit card. So would somebody be prepared to move that we confirm the credit card report?
Julie. John. John, Julie.
Okay, got that, Julie. Preston second. All okay? The next one's the Chief Executive Officer report, which is David's summary of his activities since the previous meeting. That would also that would take him 2 months. Oh, right. So this is only a single report to be adopted. Okay. Most of this stuff is pretty straightforward. There's a fair bit to do with First Councils. That's the new software. We're moving from the old software, which was Synergy, into a new software called Council First. It's a pretty big move because we've been using Synergy for quite a long time. But it does appear that Council First is where future lies for us. So there's a lot of work gone into making sure that that changeover happens smoothly, because it's always a difficult time with the software. So there's a fair bit of work gone into that.
Bit for the mid-year budget review.
That's the other things. That's big, very time consuming. It'll come later in the meeting, but halfway through the year, the Local Government Act says you've got to go and have a look at the money you've received. You've got to go and report on that and the money you've spent, and then you've got to see how closely what you said you were going to do at the start of the year. You said how much money you thought you were going to get, how much, where you were going to spend it. That they come pretty close together, or if they don't come close together, you have to give an explanation for why that is different, what's happened. They're called what they call material differences. So anyway, could somebody move that we confirm David's report? Sorry, mate. Sorry, you got caught up together there. Who was that? Julie. Okay, thank you. We have somebody second that. Deborah. All okay? Thank you. This is the resolution register. Yeah. Some things are a work in progress. Some things have been completed. Is there anything there that you want to draw our attention to, though?
It's on track with finalising everything as per the required timeframe. A couple of things that are carrying over, but they're still being worked on, like the updating the leasing and licenses. So that's just the time thing. So
We have somebody move that we receive the council resolution register for December and confirm that it's a true record and the decisions marked complete are in fact fully completed. You have somebody move? Joylene, Deborah, all okay? Now the mid-year budget review, as I suggested, this is a very big piece of work that's undertaken, because it goes over all the money that's come in, all the money that's been expended, and it's a reflection of how accurate your budget was in the first place. It is a requirement under the Act that it's been done, and it does require reporting on if there are variances that are outside the set lines. So do you want to say anything right now, David?
Yeah, I think probably the main thing to point out is that we're certainly tracking well. There's been a few shifts with money going from operational, which is more about maintaining the road. It's been shifted into capital, which is about building the new road. It's all in the current budget allocation. It's just moving it around to the correct spot. So, but overall, there has been a decrease of $680,000 from the adopted deficit, which is a good position, good thing. So, some of that comes from some of the positions that have been vacant for a period of time, and some that are still vacant. So that's also reflected in that savings. But other than that, we're certainly tracking very well. Probably the other big thing to pull out of it is our investments. We've been getting more than what we originally estimated. So that's also shown in that, which is more money that we have to sit in the bank.
So the investments are the interest on the money that we have in the bank. So yeah, that's going.
Yeah, which is money that we're going to need down the track to do things like reseal roads in communities.
Yeah, that's one that's always worth bearing in mind. The money we've got, bitumen in Warburton is getting tired. It's 25 years old. Some Blackstone are broken. So those jobs are coming around and they're very expensive jobs. Could we have somebody move that we receive the mid-year review report for the end of, yeah, and adopt the 25-26 revised budget? Okay, so Preston, that was you move. And Deborah seconded, yeah. Okay, carried. Okay. Now, we've got several leases for properties over in the, over the road from the playgroup in the administration buildings there where the Thrive program and the others operate from. We're entering into leases for units 4, 3, 11, 13 and 9. And when we enter into those leases, we have to use the common seal. So we need a resolution approving the use of the common seal to be put onto the agreements for those 5 buildings, and authorise the chief executive and the Shire president to fix the seal to the lease agreements. Could we have somebody move?
Okay, it was from the playgroup.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just stamping those. Okay, was that you, Preston? Julie? Okay. And Deborah, all okay? Yeah, carried. The next one is a review of delegations. There is one update. The delegations is where the authority within the local government is within the board, but the actual management of the place is delegated to senior staff. This one here, you're required to do a review of their delegations every year. I think the only change in this one is the delegation of the power to transfer from the municipal fund or the trust fund to the governance manager and the finance manager. Is that right? Yeah. So that's not a big change.
Position changes.
Yeah. The council, by absolute majority, adopts the review and updates the register of delegations for 25-26. Could we have somebody move, please? Joylene? Deborah? All okay? National General Assembly of Local Government. Are you interested in going to the National Assembly this year, Preston? 23rd to the 25th of June. You could get back to Dave on that and he'd give you more detail. Okay. So the resolution would be for the CEO, myself and Preston, to attend the National Local Government Assembly, Canberra, in June. And endorse myself as the council's voting representative. We have somebody move. Deborah, Joylene, all okay? Now, this is a bit of an odd one for us. Walga, all of the local governments have got an association called WA Local Government Association called Walga. And they've gone back to the state government and said, yeah, we think climate change is a problem and something should be done about it. And we think the federal government from Canberra should do things about it, that the state government should do things about it, and its local governments should do things about it. But when it comes down to what local governments should do, there's a couple of things in there that are really expensive. The most expensive thing is, you know, when you see on the TV really big buildings and you see waves come in and then they fall over. There's a lot of local governments with that problem, and they say that's a climate change problem and it's very expensive to fix. And that's one of the big things that they're really concerned about is the coastal erosion management. So that's one of the key things. Energy upgrades to community facilities probably wouldn't be a big one for us because we already have some solar usage. Electric vehicles, really, it's not time for that. It's charging them and that sort of thing. Building workforce capability based on climate change awareness is probably a bit of a stretch. Mapping and data access, once again, same thing. Out here, this area has never had seasons like they do in the north, or they do in Perth, where you get a summer, a spring, an autumn, and a winter. So here it goes by years. Like now, it should be 42 degrees and dry as a bone. It's been raining for the last week, and it's 32 degrees. So here has always moved around over longer periods of time. But Walga put this position to government, and I would support it because we tend to go with Walga because they have some very capable people there. It won't necessarily do a lot for us, but for bigger local governments like Stirling, the City of Perth, and those ones, it probably. So the suggestion is that we endorse by absolute majority the revised draft Walga climate change plan. We authorise the Chief Executive to submit the endorsed feedback to Walga prior to the closing date of 1st of May. As I say, we probably won't have a lot of input into it. And note that Walga's ongoing advocacy of climate leadership, dedicated funding and a sector capability employment. Dedicated funding, I think, is going to be very heavily weighted for when you have that sea level and coastal erosion. And support the continued collaboration on local government climate initiatives. So could have somebody move, please. Thank you, Julie. Deborah. All okay? Now, there is Walga conducting an Aboriginal elected members roundtable and Aboriginal engagement forum. Preston's been active doing those things. So would you be interested in attending that one, Preston? Yeah. Well, if you have a talk to David, so The council resolves to approve Preston Thomas to attend the Walga Aboriginal elected member roundtable on the 17th of March and the Aboriginal Engagement Forum on the 18th, and approve the associated expenditure against the elected that'll be paid for from the elected member training and development budget. So can we have somebody confirm that Preston be the delegate to that? Joylene, Deborah, all okay? Okay, we come to the code of conduct. Yeah, the code of conduct is how people behave in meetings and conduct themselves. This has proved to be quite a problem in some places. Port Hedland in recent times has been fairly, as has been noted in the media, they've had some fairly protracted and loud arguments in their council meetings, and in the end, I think they lost their quorum because more than half their council resigned because they were having too many problems. I think Nedlands had the same sort of problems, and in that one, the minister intervened and shut them down. So codes of conduct have become a much bigger issue. So you're required by the Local Government Act to have a code of conduct. It's not something you want to do, it's something you're required to do. So I'm just trying to work out what the changes would be.
So essentially, this is to consideration changes in the models code. That's the general. Something in the model protocol. Acting as for certain model.
Yeah. Okay. Could we have council resolve by absolute majority to adopt the updated code of conduct for council members, committee members and candidates in accordance with the Local Government Act? Preston, you got a seconder? Joylene? All okay? Oh, Julie? Yeah, all okay? Now, the next one is the council meeting for the 25th of March. We're looking at moving that forward a few hours because David has to start on the road down to a regional road group meeting in Leonora or Kalgoorlie. I can't remember which, but if he leaves after 1 o'clock, it's getting a bit late in the day, so we were going to move the meeting forward to. You're happy with 11?
Yeah.
We could go for 10.
To make it 10 o'clock if you want to.
Okay, well, look, we'll make it 10 o'clock. That'll give them plenty of time, or 3 more hours to get on the road and get down before it gets too dark. So, you're happy to move that, Preston? Okay, 10 a.m. for the start time for the next meeting, and put in the notices. Seconded? Joylene, all okay? Yeah. Installation of a public access Wi-Fi. There is a very big project going in here. People are forever buying credit. Yeah, this is an internet. People are used to, you have a Wi-Fi and you can make phone calls on a Wi-Fi. But the Wi-Fi's tend to be like a UThards and they're only very weak and you've got to be right on top of them. This one is not going to be like that. This one's going to be different. This one is going to be right over the top of the place. And you'll be able to get a very good, strong signal wherever you are in the place. Now, one of the places they want to put it to spread it around, it'll go over the whole community, but for it to come over here, they'll need to build a 3 metre mast to be able to get the signal and then spread it. So what we need to do is, because we've got an agreement with the Warburton community to maintain and look after the building. We'd advise the Warburton community of the installation of the tower and the network build in accordance with the management deed, and authorise the Chief Executive Officer to provide formal approval to the Mandate Council and Australian Private Networks to go ahead with the job. And we support the installation of the equipment. So can we have somebody move to do that? Okay. It's an interesting one, this one. Okay. Preston, Julie, all okay? Yeah. It's quite an expensive project, this one, but anyway. It's going to cost $2.7 million, which is a lot of money. But it does mean that people probably won't be paying for internet for a long time. Matt Shaporsky sourced that from a Commonwealth.
On our money.
Well, one of the places, particularly online gaming, is a bigger thing for kids, and it's a good thing recreationally. Generally, kids playing Fortnite and stuff like that. But you can burn through a lot of data quickly on that sort of stuff. Okay, we've got an operational services action report. I don't think there's any there that it's good. It's just the same old. But when I say same old, I don't diminish what they do. The waste service management and the maintenance of the buildings is always very good. So could we have somebody move that we receive the operational services report? Julie, Joylene, all okay? Good. The environmental health report, there isn't one to adopt this time because we're between environmental health officers. So that won't be an issue this month. The corporate and community services report. Is it not the payments list? It's by another month, yeah. Okay, well, this one's pretty straightforward. As the council's received the month, will receive the month payment listing for December with payments of $943,671. In January, there are payments of $466,648. They can be the same resolution. Somebody move that we receive that report. Okay. Deborah, all okay? Yeah. Statement of financial activity. This is the report of what's happened for the last 2 months. Single resolution fine for this? Yes. Yeah. For the months of December and January, they're the statutory report prepared by officers for the board. You don't have any concerns about anything? It all seems to be going very well. So could we have somebody move that we receive the report? Julie, we got a seconder for that? Deborah, all okay? Good. Now, I'm not aware of any urgent business. There are no confidential items. The next meeting will be in March, and it'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning. So remember that. What I'll remind you. Okay, there being no other business, I draw the meeting to a close. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you. Okay.
Very good.